Okay, welcome into Philadelphia Walks PTSD. My name is Sharon Cole, or Sharon or Cole, whatever you want to refer to me as. Doesn't matter. In a good way, I don't care. So anyway, I wanted to come on here today on day 65 of my one video each day, 365-day campaign, trying to raise money for a very, 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 very serious situation. That began in January of 2011. I was made to believe I'd be murdered in my apartment. It was a series of orchestrated events. I do know that. Other people know it too. There's no way to prove it. And if that weren't enough to scare someone so shitless that she thinks her refrigerator is going to explode or her freight train is going to run through her apartment when the engine kicks in, then they had the games commence after that. Excuse me, I've been itching my nose there. The games commenced after that. And a whole bunch of people who I perceive this as the truth, a whole bunch of people who sort of wove themselves into my life through underhanded means. Maybe they show up at a dog park. I was out there trying to meet people. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll try to connect with this person, all right, maybe this will work. I was trying to get new business. I was also trying to participate in many things and so forth and so on. It's possible, and I'm pretty certain it is a fact, that some of the people I met along the way, in fact, quite a few, purposely wove themselves into my life to play some sort of weird game, or to either show gang stalking or actually be gang stalkers. I don't love the term gang stalking because it doesn't encompass everything. Some of the experiences of myself, and I know other targets have experienced this because I used to look them up on YouTube, and I believed a handful of people, I truly, truly believed their stories and their accounts and their depositions of what went on. If you don't know the word deposition, look it up, please, because I had to a million times. Look up many words. So do the work, do the hard work. I had to. Anyway, point being, the world could seem supernatural, or some of the activity could seem supernatural. I kept trying to figure out, is there a logical way that this could happen? That is whack. Like, I would witness things that were just like almost poltergeist in nature. And I'm like, that is whack. All right, let me try to break it down. Let me see if I can remember if this happened. And I know it can seem like a waste of time unless you're under attack and under siege. And I knew this was a major ambush. You would know immediately. It's not like, oh, that's weird, and then you go on about life and everything's fine. Oh, that's weird. No, this was all out assault. There was a saying, and as a liberal, I hate to say this, but George Bush did have one of the best quotes out there. And it's something like, once is happenstance, two coincidence, or whatever, 3 times you're under attack. Okay, this was 3,500,000 million times. I don't know what to say. This was just like, if you are ambushed like this, you are pretty much kind of stuck and trapped and unable to think of what to do. Every once in a while, you might have a moment of, okay, I'll try to contact like a law firm, I guess, or I'll try to contact the ACLU. Maybe they know something. Everyone either played dumb or they are dumb and didn't know. And I'm sorry to say that, but this thing was so big and so disturbing. It is so serious what happened that on many levels, there were actual murder implications, innuendos and nuances. And I'm sick of having to live in fear because of whatever these people can do. And just now, I grew up with telephone landlines, and to think that we would ever be operating on something like this, then it could seem feasible, is it not, that people could actually communicate through the brain and not even need this thing. You see what I mean? So say people can float messages or threaten you to death. I don't know why people would do that. I don't know what they believe or what have you, but just for a minute, try to humor the idea that, say you get compelled to do something, you're like, why do I feel like going ice skating? I don't even care about ice skating. Then someone floated the idea, they want you to go ice skating. I don't know why it's done, but someone out there who could be higher intel, I guess, that's the word I'm told to use. Maybe they want you to go to the ice skating rink because they're trying to figure, they can actually use you to see what's going on out in the world. It gets too complicated. People have tried to explain to me because they come from different lands of plenty, I guess. And they try to explain how things work and how people can be used to a regular Joe Schmoes on the ground. Like, I'm basically a regular person. And I had no idea. I just figured you were supposed to go to school. If you're lucky, you wind up, if you're kind of lucky, you wind up married, have kids, if that's what you really want. And then hopefully you're working and can earn enough money and people pursue their dreams, whatever their dreams might be, big or small, short or tall. So anyway, I wanted to come on here to list how many people directly related to me played games. So these would be mind games, or I would wonder how people knew things. Like, how would they know that? Because I talked to my mom privately on the phone in my apartment, and I'm showing up to a dog walking client and they're saying something that makes it seem like they know exactly what I said. Like, they're almost having the identical conversation. And it's weird. It's designed to totally drive someone crazy. So I'm just going to read my list of perps. This is an abbreviated list. These people I knew directly. They either actually paid me for dog walks in the past or other things. But I want to know who they are, where they came from, and why they were here. So I meant to put that in the title. I have to add it. But I'm just going to read the first names or last names, because some people have first names that are similar to people who I don't want to feel guilty. There are people I don't want them to worry. And those would be like certain family members. So my closest family members, basically in Delaware, I don't want them to worry about anything, because what happened here is so whack. And we come from just making it. Like, this looks good to most people in my little world. Anyone else? So in my family, don't even worry. These people are crazy, these ones. So here we go. I'm just going to list a bunch of names, first names only, or last names. And please bear with me, because I have about 122, and these would be people I know directly. They either paid me, or I volunteered in a group with them, or I ran in a running group with them, or I did a dragon boat race team with them, or I thought they were friends and actually met up with them. So here we go. Blair, Andy, Reed, Jen S.L., Jen S. from Fishtown, Jen W., Maureen W., David W., Berger, I'll just use his last name, Steve E., Marty M., Dan A., and his partner. We'll just leave it at that. Craig T., Joe S., that's how obvious that one was, Kevin K., and his partner, Mike Z., Richard J., Ryan M., Dan C., John C., Dirk P., that Giannone guy or what have you. It makes me think of another person who does law in the neighborhood, but we won't get into it. Wayne H., Mike W., Matthew G., Sohelia, Pune, Mark Bowtie Guy, Claudia, Drew, Dennis, Walter, Val, Kristen M., that's with a K, Elisa M., Jasper, Irma, Jen R., Rachel W., Sarah G. K., Casey, Laura, Terrell, Dexter, Ryan M. and Dexter R., Jen R., Tammy S., Melissa K., Ted F., dead, Tom B., dead, Tom A., John M., Lance, Ed H., Skip, Chip D., Alan, Shannon, David, Judy, Bernie K., and the rest of the P clan from that one. This is actually a little bit later, but down in a special community in Florida. Dale C., Lindsay, Mike, Lindsay A., and Lindsay R., Mike, Annie, Haley, Jocelyn, Steph and George, Steph and Meg, Carrie or Vincent, Carrie N., Chase, out of here, baseball, Jen, John, Gina, Lynette, Judy, Mel, Rose. Some people might have been brought in special to figure out what was going on. World Series, Susan, Maria, Susan, Rob, Thumbs, Sharon, you. This is someone else who's actually named Sharon. Professor. Lots of people on Rodman Street from blocks running between the rivers. I don't even care at this point. This thing was so bad. These people owe me millions of dollars and they know it. Home, Henry, Heather, Karina, Trader Joe's employees who will remain nameless. Sheila W., Mira, Juliet, Julia, Hannah, Hannah, Samantha, a nanny, Tony from UPS, Sylvia, Justicia, Desiree, Becky, Butts, Elizabeth, Jerry, Rob, Marcia, Bob, Marcia, Frank, Susan O., Michael L., Michael and Bob H., Kathleen, Ashley, Jill, Ross. I decided to end it there. There are so many more. Oh, Laura, I forgot Laura H. That's one of the biggies. She's actually in my book under a different name. I wrote a book exposing a lot of people who I know participated. Some people in there I mentioned, they're technically innocent, I think. Some people, if I wrote an all-out chapter just on you, you're probably guilty. So that reminds me, John B., but he's already dead. So we have a lot of people who wound up dead who might have been some of the bigger perps. I do call them perps because they participated, they played a game. They need to step forward. They can either pay me or they can look forward to possibly being called out by a jury in a courtroom. Okay, thank you. Have a great day. They know they're wrong.